Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. It's been a hot minute since we did an Animal Crossing speed build, so that is what we are doing today, and it's going to be a big one. It is going to be a challenge because I am trying to make a school in Animal Crossing. Let's see how this turns out. I'm going to try and do the exterior and an interior, so hopefully it turns out okay. Stay tuned to see how it turns out. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and let's get started. So as you can see, we are back on my vintage kidcore island, which is Buttercup. If you're new or if you've not seen anything about this island, it's very pink. It's quite elegant in its kind of build. That's how it's kind of turning out. It wasn't intentional. It was supposed to be a lot more like, I don't know, cutesy, but I quite like it that way. So that's what we're going for. And I am using the same path that I have been using throughout. This is kind of quite a nice town path and I've got some nice borders for it, so I have gone ahead and put a lot of this down already just to save you watching that, because me placing path is not much fun. So we're going to start with the exterior down here, and I'm going to use a lot of white wooden bookcases for this and use some simple panels and decorative pillars as well. This was a headache. It was so hard to figure it out and try and decide the best way forward for like working out where the positioning was going to be and how things were kind of looking. In hindsight, I'm not really sure if I like the exterior, so I might have to do some work on it, but let me know what you think. Let me know if there are perhaps some different changes that could be made. And then this area in particular gave me so much trouble. I cut some of it out because it was just looking like a mess. So on editing, I've kind of kept it to where I was kind of happy with it. But yeah, there was a lot of bookshelves used in this build. So warning, if you're wanting to recreate something like this, you will need a lot of them. A lot. And it definitely does take some brain power to do this. Whoever says that gaming and building isn't hard work, it is, because it does involve working out like mathematically where things are going to go and things like this. I don't really use maths in my day-to-day life, so actually having to use it for a build is always hard work, which you can always see when I do a building stream. Sometimes it is hard to work things out, and I think more so when you're doing a structured island, because you really have to think about things, and then when it doesn't turn out how you wanted it, it's so frustrating because you have like an odd square and it just really annoys me. But it's my own fault for not being able to calculate it properly. But yeah, this is going to be the entrance of the school. This is how it's coming together. We've got a little doorway, some pillars, and I'm going to definitely add in some other items as well. So maybe some like topiaries and things like that would look cute. So that's pretty much the base layer for the bottom of the build done. I'm just going to add in some little details here that I had in my inventory already. I'm not overly happy. I'm not overly confident with it, let's be honest, but I'm just going to keep going and just see what happens. The thing about this build, I think, that has made it feel like there's a little bit of a gap, like it's a little bit spacious, is the fact that I've had to use the ladders as opposed to inclines. If I had used inclines, they would have been huge, and I've also used quite a lot of them on this island already, so I'm really worried about the space and not having enough inclines, because I do want to create lots of different heights and things. So yeah, that's made it a bit more awkward. I could have probably factored that in when I was working out how I wanted the space to go, but I guess that's my maths again failing me. But oh well, we'll just make the best of it and see what happens. I did put the gazebo in, and I really wanted that to work to create like an archway effect behind the center doorway, as you can kind of get the idea, make it feel more like a school. And I took it out because I'm trying to do an interior build here. If I was just doing like the exterior, I would have probably kept it in and tried to work it that way, but I want to make sure I have room on the inside to be able to do like at least a classroom, maybe somewhere for the children to have lunch, maybe a bathroom as well. So I want to make sure I have room for all of those stuff, and the gazebo was just encroaching on that majorly. So I decided to go back to the drawing board on that one. As you can see, I've just kind of replicated what I did on the lower level, and I decided to put the park clock in the middle because, like a school clock, I feel that made sense. Yeah, so there we go. And then I did do a lot of removing and re-adding here because I was like, it looks a little bit bare. I think that's my problem with it so far. Everything just looks a little bit bare. Maybe it needed more color in it, but I don't know how I would have got that more color in. So it's kind of white and green at the moment. I'm not mad about that, but it's just moving away from like the lots of pink that I've had elsewhere. It's definitely feeling more of like a elegant school as opposed to anything else. And then I tried to add in some pink because I was really feeling like it needs something. It needs a pop of colour. And I used the bathroom vanity turned around, but it is so short, so it wasn't working. And then I remembered the nuptial bell. This will make the perfect school bell. So I added that in behind the clock. Just a quick look and see how that looked. It looked okay. I mean, I could have removed the park clock maybe and just left it with the bell, but I quite like the idea of the clock bell combo. And then along the outside, just to make the build feel a bit more finished, this build definitely does require you to use your brain as well a little bit and imagine how it will look when the whole island is complete, because everything around it is just green at the moment. So hopefully, fingers crossed, it will integrate really nicely with the island. So just to kind of contain the build, I'm just going in with some more wooden bookshelves. I hate to imagine how many I used on this build because I did say earlier it is a lot, and it really is a lot. So hopefully, fingers crossed, I have enough. I was worried when I went into this. I was like, oh yeah, we're gonna have to cover the outside as well, because I could have just left it without the cliffs, but that just doesn't feel finished. So definitely adding in the bookshelves around it made it feel more finished. I could have gone with storefronts, I could have used something else, but I just thought that this would be like cohesive and use all of the same things together. It does create the problem though that when you're up on the upper floor, you can kind of see a few books peeking through, but I'm not mad at that because it's a school, so there's going to be books everywhere, or I would hope there would be books everywhere for lots of learning. And then for the backdrop up here, so as nice as looking at the sea is, and I love a good ocean view, the sound of the water, maybe slightly distracting if you're in school trying to learn. So we'll put some walls in, and again, we're going in with the wooden bookshelves. I tried to do something whereby some of them were actually bookshelves and not just the back of them. Don't know how well it worked. I did change my mind on it, but you'll see that in a moment. So we just left most of them turned around because I want to try and create the idea of there is a few different rooms within this space. It's not a huge space, so it was hard work. I decided to use the wood partitions to help create those rooms. So here they are. So this will be our classroom here. And yeah, here is me turning them around. I think what it was if I figured out that when I was doing this, I was like, so we want the left, the right chalkboard, but if I do that and then have the desk, it's just gonna look off. So I decided not to do that, and just add in some like of my own shelves, like actual furniture shelves instead. Not that the bookshelves aren't furniture shelves, but you know what I mean. And then obviously we need a locker room. School in the UK, we did have a few lockers, but we didn't have many, and we generally had, when we were younger in school, we had like little pegs where we would hang our coats, and then underneath there would be like the little shoe space or whatever for like your PE kit and stuff, but we didn't really tend to have lockers. I kind of wish we had lockers, because whenever I watch like American TV shows or North American TV shows or films, they always had their lockers and they decorated them and stuff. Normally though, there was also bad stuff that happened. Like I remember people getting things planted in their lockers and stuff, or something jumping out at them from their locker. But I would still have liked to have had that. I don't know. Maybe it's very cliche, but still, yeah, we didn't really have lockers. I don't know if any other Brits did have lockers at their school. I would be interested to know. Anyway, I digress. This is definitely not where this build was going, having a rant about lockers. The build for the classroom is coming together. Obviously, we need the school desks and things, and then just really putting stuff on top of them, which kind of makes sense. Obviously, I don't want to put like a cake on top of a school desk, as much as I would like to eat cake in a school. Don't think that's really appropriate. So yeah, pens, paper, books, things like that all work well in a school build. Obviously, I don't think you need me to tell you that, but might as well put that in there. And then I did kind of and ah about trying to get more desks in. Just the 3 desks just didn't look quite right. We are obviously tight for space, so I had to make some adjustments. Apologies to those of you that will be sat in the front row. You will be very close to the teacher, so there will be no playing on your phone, no mischief. They will be keeping a close eye on you. But that was the way that it worked, so that's all we could do, and it kind of helped. So yeah, it gave us the look of more classroom feeling, which is good, I think. And then over in this corner, I did want to do like a little reading corner. I'm thinking this school is definitely aimed at slightly younger children. So I wanted like a cute little place where the children can kind of relax, read some books, play with some toys maybe, I guess, productive learning. I'm no teacher, nor do I have children, so I don't really know what goes on. But yeah, I'm sure there's some sort of creative learning, productive learning using toys. And then I did add in some more stuff for the lockers. I just moved them down a bit because I thought it would be nice to have the lockers at either entrance. So I've put them there. And then yeah, so we've got some board games, some books, a little toy box here as well. I didn't want to clutter it too much. I wanted it to be like accessible. So the lockers are here. I thought it'd be nice to have some like hats up there for when it's raining and they go out in the playground, so they need their hats and their umbrellas. So that was a cute little idea. I don't know why you would take your shoes off. Maybe they're like PE shoes perhaps. I don't know. But they were the best thing that I could think to put on top of the lockers. I'm sure there is better things that I could have put up on there. And then over here is where I decided to do the bathroom. Obviously, it's me, so we do tend to have a bit of toilet humor now and again. So I decided to add in some bathrooms. They're not portaloos, I do apologize for that, but they just wouldn't fit with the school kind of theme. So we did the water closets because we like posh toilets in our posh school. I thought that was kind of fitting. And then, of course, I had to put in the coprolite as well. Yeah, sorry about that. I should probably give a bit of context behind the coprolite. So Robbie, one of our subscribers, gave me a bit of a challenge. So now I have to have coprolite on every single one of my islands. And I thought that this was the best place for it. Someone had a little bit of an accident, shall we say. Anyways, let's keep going with the build and move swiftly onto food, which kind of feels wrong, and we're going to do it anyway. So I did say earlier that I thought about putting in like a little place where they can have like some food and refreshments. So I've done some more lockers on this side, as you can see, but I'm also going to put in like a little dinner area. Don't worry, there are plant partitions separating the bathroom from the place where you eat your dinner, so that kind of helps, I guess. So we have some cute little tables and some food, which is going to go on top. I don't know why, I just forgot that I should put the food on the table before I put the chairs down. Just a little bit of a silly thing to do there, but we figured it out. So we've got drinks, we've got snacks. Some of it looks healthy, some of it not so, but that's okay. And then we have some vending machines as well. Although I do remember my school kind of banned vending machines when I was in the kind of last few years of high school, which was really sad. I think they tried to replace them with like healthy snacks, but yeah, Jamie Oliver, I blame you for that. And then I'm just going to come down the front. I think that's pretty much the interior of the school done, and then just do a little bit of work out here. I don't really know how much room I'm going to have, and I may well come back and change this at a later date because I need to do this whole area. So it may be the case that I make more of like a playground out front and kind of reduce this area. For now, I think what I'm going to do, because I don't know how big I actually want the entrance to be, is I'm just going to kind of go with like a place where like you can drop your children off and they can kind of have maybe a little bit of play, park out their bikes before a hard day working at school. So that's kind of the feel that we're going with. I went for this fence, and I don't know if this was a bad choice. Let me know what you think about it. But I wanted to add in some colour, but it is very, very pink, and I'm not sure if it really works. As much as kind of like the style of the fence works, I'm just not sure about the colour, because it is quite hot pink. But yeah. So there's that fence. I thought this was a good opportunity to use the plaza benches as well because they're kind of cute, especially in this colorization, not so much in the other ones, but I really like the pastel colors here. And not everyone has a bike, so why not have a scooter as well? And I just thought I would drop some little toys around as well and some topiaries just to finish it off. And then I think we pretty much have it. Maybe just a couple more little bits here and there. I thought we'd add in the bunny day topiaries. You can't really see them. They do blend in a little bit, but I don't know what else to put there if I'm honest. So we'll go with that. And some cherry blossoms as well, because we will set this island in cherry blossom season. And then here is a kind of like little montage of what I've done. So whilst this is showing, I will just say thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed the school. I might make some adjustments to it. I know it's not perfect. It's not one of the builds that I'm most proud of. I do prefer the interior to the exterior. But yeah, here it is, and this is what we came up with for this build. So again, thank you for watching. Have a great day. Bye bye.